Real life.
Welcome to Chatting Childhood.
We are talking about snow days. If you're on the East Coast, you are over it.
It is so, I mean, we're sitting here anticipating snow, ice, rain.
Can't handle it. You know, I don't even know. I'm over it. And secret time here, we're in North Carolina, so it's not even that bad for us.
It's
for
really
those of you that are up further north,
No.
I don't even know how you can deal.
Like our friends in Philly, like no power for like 4 and 5 days. What do you do with your kids?
I can't. I have only had one full week of school since the beginning of the year for my 2 boys, and they're only in preschool, so it's only 3 hours a day anyway. And we are banging our heads up against the wall because we just don't have anything left to do.
Well, I think that's the hard part for parents, especially with kids in preschool, is that those couple hours are all you have to either, if you work from home, to get some work done, or to maybe clean the house or go grocery shopping alone.
Yeah, must be alone. That's like, might as well be getting a manicure.
Exactly.
Go to Target.
Okay. Sort of. So here's my question. I'm not crafty. I am really guilty because I find myself on a rainy day, because this is good for spring too, because we know that season's coming. But I'm like, okay, hi guys, here's a movie. And then I'm like, oh, great. I just put my kids in front of the television for the next 2 hours. And then I feel guilty and feel bad because I didn't figure out some neat little craft with paper plates or cups.
Right. But
I can't do it.
So I have my crafty moments, but I get tired of doing crafts. And with 2 boys, their ages are kind of weird for crafts. So one of them might be really into it and the other one doesn't want to do it. And it's kind of a struggle. So we kind of do trial and error with crafts. But one thing that I thought was really cool that I did not come up with at all. My son came home from preschool with this craft, and I wish I could say we had done it. But this might be a good idea for you because it's really easy. It's a small paper plate circle, and they painted the inside of it pink like a mouth, and they glued 20 marshmallows around it and folded it in a hat.
So it was
and
like
it
a
was
little
like a
mouth.
chomper. Yeah, and so he goes around chomping at his brother, which is great. But hey, it was fun, and I thought, well, that's a good idea. Something that maybe you have in your house, marshmallows, hot chocolate, you know, we'll into something.
And I think that's the thing where I struggle is that if you are on Pinterest all the time and you're thinking, I can't do that, or you feel bad about yourself because you're like, look at all these neat things I could do with my kids, but either A, I don't really want to,
right,
or you know, we have coloring books in our pantry, like stacked this high.
Don't color. Do yours like to color?
It depends. They have to.
I cannot get mine to color.
Now, my son likes to do like the mazes and the little kind of connect the dot games in the coloring books. He's not like a sit there and color in the line.
Yeah.
And my daughter she's not old enough to really do that yet. But I just feel like there are things. Like, I need to remind myself, okay, we have board games, and they like to play, like, Sneaky Snacky Squirrel is a great one.
I've heard of that one.
I detest Chutes and Ladders, but my son loves it. So we play, because, it's great for counting.
Yeah,
It's a great learning game.
We just got Connect 4 for a birthday present.
Does he like it?
Connect 4. Yeah. He actually requests it on a regular basis, which, for a game, something that we're not really into.
We went through kind of a tic-tac-toe phase in the summer and spring because we could draw it with chalk. And he just, it was great to kind of get him to think strategically and whatnot.
Yeah.
But Connect 4 is actually a really good one.
It's funny because he'll stick his finger in the hole that he doesn't want you to
to kind of block it. He's like, no, yours there.
I know you want to go. I'm like, you can't do that. You got to get your hands off.
But that's really good to get them thinking that way. And M is harder.
And I don't let him win either.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got to learn how to be strategic here.
We tried checkers.
You gotta learn how to beat me.
I think 5 is a little young for checkers, but you can kind of play, and I just remind him and try to show him different things. But I think those are the things when you're cooped up. I mean, I don't think it's bad to have a movie day or 2
or an iPad day or 2.
But it gets so hard because I feel like those of us at home, we're just sitting there saying, or you know what? It doesn't even matter if you're at home, because if you work and you're either taking your kid to school with you or to work with you, and then you're like, hey, here's a a marker.
Yeah, here's
pretend
something to
you're
do.
working. It's so hard.
It's hard. Snow days this season is just difficult because it's the unpredictable nature of the season where you don't know what kind of week you're going to have. As soon as they start saying it on the Weather Channel, I'm glued. I'm like, no,
please don't
please
cancel
just
school.
have a
Please
normal
don't cancel school.
Like, that's just, we need the routine. And I don't know about your kids, but mine thrive on routine.
Oh, yeah.
And when things get thrown off, even if I have an idea here or there, I mean, how long does a craft take? It takes 10, 15 minutes tops. And then what do you do? And it's knowing that there's something planned each day is something that's helpful for all of us. Mm-hmm. So it totally throws us off when we have these unpredictable snow days. But one thing that I thought I might try is, I don't usually tell Oscar, my oldest is 5, Oscar, and I don't usually tell him when the weather is changing, but I thought maybe it would be something he would take an interest in, to look at the weather and watch the maps.
Well, I know that in school, like in the 2-year-old class, they talk about, is it sunny today? Is it snowing? Is it raining? So, I mean, it's not a bad thing to kind of, you could use that here, have WRAL for a little while and see what you think of those.
He got to be the weather guy at school and say, it's partly cloudy today.
Nice.
And so I thought, maybe that's something we could do. But again, that's just a few minutes. And I think it's just one of those things that we have to get through. And I'd love to know what y'all do when you have a stuck at home because it's freezing or it's icy or God forbid the power goes out kind of day.
We need new ideas. You need new ideas. So share them in the comments. We'd love to see what you think, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.